Well, hello, good people. It is your favorite nerd on the planet, at least maybe to one or two of you. But it is extremely early in the morning, so I'm gonna try to keep this as quick as I possibly can. But at the same time, we have got some pretty cool stuff to go over here, so let's just jump right into it. This is our fourth consistent week of doing this. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm pretty proud of myself. And because I also don't trust myself, I also want to make sure that this is actually working because I don't trust myself doing the technology. So let's just double check real quick. Hold on. Oh God, I love it. When it works, it's a beautiful thing. So, Cliff Notes, I don't want to do what I did a couple weeks ago where I completely forgot the audio. Yeah, it was me. It was totally my fault. But it is what it is. So, yeah, if you read the description, or if not, we're going to hit three main points. And I want to be very, very clear with one of the points we're going to talk about. I recently discovered, I've seen him across the social media world, as they call whatever you want to call it. And never really explored too much of his content until recently, and my greatest idol right now, if you looking through like the politics, the conservatives, the social media, Steven Crowder, Louder with Crowder. I should have probably had his mug up, but I love those guys. I love their crew. They speak truth. They are probably the biggest conservative channel that exists right now, and they do it solely based off of fan base. They hardly need sponsors or anything like that. They always stick to the truth. They're funny as hell, and they recently brought on Myron Gaines, and I'm sure many of you are aware of him. So I'm gonna play some content of his here that hopefully won't get any sort of copyrights, but the reason I want to play it is because I'm going to let him speak for himself. And it has brought up a lot of interesting debate, shall we say. I want to be very, very clear here because, like I've said 1,000 times, and I will say 1,000 times more in the future, I enjoy having a paycheck and I want to keep having that paycheck. So I will simply say live here on this channel to anybody that might be watching that has stuff that they could do. I do not agree nor disagree with some of the things that Myron Gaines says. And the reason I bring him up is because I'm the biggest fan. They say he's like the next Andrew Tate. And if you know Andrew Tate, that's a whole nother ballgame, which we won't go into right now. But it's very controversial. There's a lot of topics they're hitting some nerves with people, and I understand. I'm not blind to some of the stuff that he says, some of the stuff that he believes. But they did bring up a interesting point the other day, and I do think it's stuff that we should be exploring, and I think we will. I want to explore it on this channel, and I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm going to do it because again, there's some very different viewpoints that Myron Gaines has that I probably shouldn't say out loud. But they did bring up a point of, when it comes to men and women today. And I think one of the biggest things I loved around this debate that they were having is being able to put men down and not being able to put women down. And although that's a ginormous planet-sized debate or topic of many different sections you can go through, what it ultimately came down to was men are constantly put down, degraded, made fun of, disrespected, blah, 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 blah. But we still get back up. We still do what we need. We still do what needs to be done. Masculinity hopefully is still around and thriving. Hopefully it's making a comeback. But yet with women, it's one of those things, they're the debate they were kind of going over, and I'm just summarizing, I'm not speaking anything like a word for word, was you can't make fun of them. And I'm talking, just the general aspect. I'm not talking to anybody specific. I'm just talking about the general aspect differences between men and women, especially in culture, and this especially in the society of today, because you and your friends, you and your boys you can disrespect each other, you can call each other names, and you'll blow it off and laugh at it and move on and blah 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 blah. At the same time, when it comes to serious stuff, I could go to one of my best friends who might be a male, and I can tell him, "Hey, you're getting a little bit chunky. You're getting a little bit maybe hold back on the ice cream, stuff like that." And it's not a disrespectful way. It's simply a I'm looking out for him, keeping his best interests, blah 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 blah. And again, this is all hypothetical. This is all alleged, so got to be careful. But yet, the way we treat women in today's culture with societal aspects and so on and so forth is it's like Crowder has said, like many have said, big is beautiful and everything in between. And again, it's a very interesting subject that we have to be very careful going around. But it really did it struck me, and I'll play you guys a video here just to get you an idea if you're not familiar with Myron Gaines. But I really did it hit that spark, that little bulb on the top of your head, that metaphoric bulb above your head where, yeah, why can't we why are we not doing this? Why are we not talking about this, and why are we not kind of bringing it out into the open? We're done with this tiptoeing crap when it comes to the wokeness in our films, the wokeness in our culture, blah blah blah. We are done with that. And albeit I'm not going to go to the lengths that Myron Gaines will, I simply will say it's time we bring this stuff up. And I really enjoy his content because he is not afraid to sugarcoat. He is not afraid to tell it like it is. And I fucking love every second of it. So we'll get into a clip here in just a moment. I wanted to really quickly start things off with if you have not seen yet, there is some pretty exciting news on the nerd front. Zelda just came out with some live action stuff, and let me hold on one second. Do. So yeah, we just got our first. I mean, let's be honest, there was a leak last week, so Nintendo officially released these photos from the live action film. And right out of the gates, and again, I'm speaking simply from the other channels that I follow and other people that I obviously social media, nerdrotic, critical drinker. So far, so good. There has obviously been a complete and absolute meltdown when it comes to regards of who they've cast, specifically Zelda and Link. Now, again, speaking only from the aspect of other channels, they've stuck to what it should be. Now, if you get my drift with that, they've stuck to what it should be. Link is Link. Zelda is Zelda. If you're picking up the vibe right now, I hope you are, and I'm pretty sure most of you, if you know me, you know where I'm going with this. There was speculation, rumors, etc., so on and so forth, that they were going to actually put Zelda as a different individual. Now, that would have basically been, in my viewpoint, probably one of the dumbest things Nintendo could do. And not to mention, before this film has even been released, it would have completely destroyed it. I will not be afraid to say that. So, the fact that what we're seeing so far with these live images, with the leaked footage that came out from some of the crew, I'm all for it. I really am. Now, again, not pessimistically, cautiously optimistic because as we can imagine, this is Nintendo, this is the world we now live in. It could go girl boss, it could not. It could actually be something worthy of watching. It's way too early to tell. But I'm excited just for what we're seeing in the sneak peek, mainly on the fact that just in what we've seen, they're clearly going off of the Breath of the Wild aspects, the Nintendo Switch game. So if they keep along this path so far, Nintendo, you have my okay, and I'm sure you have many others okay, because let those other folks scream and shout because of XYZ. bottom line is the fans, that's what matters. And I hope you are listening. So far, you are listening. Don't stop. Do not stop listening to those fans, please. But switching it back over, let me go ahead. I wanted to bring up it again. I have to give full credits. This is Louder with Crowder. You should 100,000% be watching this guy. Crowder is truly a legend. He's a god, and his crew as well. But let's play you guys a little bit of this interview. See if I can screen share this. Give me a second here. Okay, that made no sense. Okay, screen share. And so what it is Crowder recently had Myron on the show, and they basically just did this sit down, getting to know each other, and they call it an Ash Wednesday. They just sit down, get to know each other, and I'll play you guys like about maybe 3 or 4 minutes of this because I think it's really important to kind of get an overall picture if you're not familiar with Myron Gaines. And again, I just want to be very clear. I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with a lot of what he says. I simply appreciate the realness. I appreciate the fact that he is not afraid to speak his mind. It has had detriment to him. It has. He's been demonetized, but he obviously is able to go on Rumble, and I'm sure he makes pretty darn good money. So just in case if you're not familiar with Myron Gaines, which I'm pretty confident the majority of you are, check this out.
Our guest today, he's been here in the studio, controversial figure sometimes. I mean, he's always been very nice with us. Fresh and fit on Rumble and Kick at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's the #1 men's self-improvement podcast in the world. And this is a man who gets flack from all sides, Mr. Myron Gaines.
Thank you for having me, man.
Did I get the plugs right?
Pretty much.
My first question, which one is fresh and which one is and or fit?
Probably me. I'm the fit one, or I'm supposed to be.
Okay.
And then fresh is the black guy who wears the chains.
Okay. All right. So he's black, and you were also black, but some of the colored folk don't consider you amongst them, right? Have I heard this correct?
Yes. So the blacks don't consider me one of them, which is fine because I'm not a nigger anyway. And
okay. It's going to be that kind of show.
Coming in hot.
Hold on a second. You want to repeat that intro?
Right out of the gate, people. These are called jokes. Now, I know some of you are not used to that. Just want to be very clear what is happening right now. This is called just having the enjoyment of company between two people. Again, I know this is strange, but as you continue to watch this, we used to be able to do this where, sure, it might appear offensive, it might be offensive to some, but just because you are offended doesn't mean you're right. Hashtag Ricky Gervaisis, if I'm saying his last name right. But again, this is just the beginning of the actual, if you have Rumble Premium, it was a 2-hour conversation. You can watch the first hour for free if you have a Rumble account, which you should also be following me. But it's nothing, it's nonstop this, but also on serious topics as well. So let's just I want to keep going because there's one part, and you'll know when we get to it here in just a moment, that I just kind of want to make sure you guys see who the real Myron Gaines is.
Yeah, so the niggers don't consider me one of them, but that's fine. I don't mind. It's not a big deal.
Now, why is that? Because you're Sudanese?
Yeah, so my family's from Sudan. I was born here in the United States.
Right.
My parents were born over there, immigrated here, figured it out, weren't criminals, weren't degenerates, didn't do drugs. My mom didn't leave my dad to take welfare. They're still together to this day. We had a nuclear family, and though we were poor, we were able to figure it out, which is, the foundation of any thriving society is the nuclear family, and I credit my parents for that.
So are they both Sudanese, or are any?
Both Sudanese, yep.
Are any of them pirates?
No, those are Somalians.
I know some. I thought it was both.
Yeah.
What was it called? The little bighorn of.
So I'm actually very racist towards Somalians and Ethiopians. I hate them because they're like dirty pirates.
They're like dirty pirates.
They're not Arabs like us. We're higher class.
That's true. Okay, well that makes sense.
Funny enough, do that weird language.
I dated an Ethiopian girl.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, she was far lighter skinned than I had been led to believe.
Okay.
I was branching out. And she said, we're going to go to an Ethiopian restaurant. And I said, well, we're going to have sand bowls and well water.
I was going to say, like, they don't even have a cuisine. What is a hot bowl of nothing?
It's that spongy bread that tastes like, you ever had, it's like Indian food, like non bread, but it's spongy. It's really gross. But she was attractive.
Is it loaded with sugar?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't necessarily know if the carnivore diet. I think it's whatever they can whack with a stick.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
that and sand.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure it's the cradle of civilization. It's just funny that it still looks like the cradle. Now,
Yeah, but they're the ops for us.
yes, okay.
We don't like them.
So explain, because obviously, like we always have people like, and I'm this way, where sometimes I'm like, well, people don't necessarily know what it's misrepresented. How would you?
All right, so here, pay attention here. Again, not validating it, just simply this is who Myron Gaines is.
And you've been on the show, but how would you sort of encapsulate like your views to the uninitiated? What do you think people get wrong about you?
Oh man. So I'll kind of just go through some of my worldviews, and then we can kind of go from there. So I think women are stupid and need to be back in the kitchen and second-class citizens.
Right.
I think men are better than women.
That lifeline back that I gave.
Yeah.
I think men are better than women at almost everything that matters. Jews control America and have too much power. A lot of Muslims are retarded. Let's see here. What else? Oh, Jeets stink. They're deodorant dodgers.
Okay.
Blacks have a perpetual victimhood.
Okay.
Whites can't dance and their food sucks.
Hey.
And you guys also don't control your women enough, because it's always fucking white women that are in the front of every liberal movement. So I think you guys need to put them in the kitchen even harder. They're way too much represented in the college campuses and the workforce.
Yeah.
What else? Other races do I dislike?
Let's go with
Asians are good at math, but
right.
still not cool.
Okay.
And plus, they're odd.
It's close.
Awkward as fuck.
It's very, very odd. Like it's an odd culture, like where it's almost like we're from a different planet.
And the men are like cucks.
I don't know about that, but I'll assume it's true. Are there any races that you do like?
No.
No. Okay. All right. All right. So
no one's ever asked me that.
Okay, so again, just if you want to have a good laugh, just a great conversation between two amazing guys, go and check it out right now. You can watch it on Ladder with Crowder. I'm assuming Myron has it on his channel as well. But again, I've said this, a broken record. It's what we do here, Spot of Nerd. But to be very clear, some of the stuff he says, probably a lot of people fucking just would be livid, be offended, XYZ. And you know what? Being in America, that's your God-given right. You are allowed to be that. Whatever you feel, whatever you think, yada, yada, yada. But tell me something when it comes to some of the stuff that he talks about. And I'm not saying specifically in that section of video I just played right there. Are you telling me that doesn't exist? Are you telling me that's not what people are today, or what people think, or what people do? I mean, I've said this 1,000 times, regardless of the subject that we're talking about. And again, I know we're going on amazing different tangents and topics and things like that. We used to be able to talk about this stuff. Not to that level, I'll be honest. Maybe not to the level of the way he presents it. But we used to be able to have disagreements, and we used to be able to talk amongst each other, regardless of those differences. We used to be able to communicate without having to burn cities down or literally kill each other with Charlie Kirk. With Myron Gaines, again, I respect him because he's not afraid to say what's on his mind. And albeit it might not be the best way, it's at least something that he's not afraid of and he's not ashamed of. And I think that's admirable. I really do. And you might be thinking to yourself, you are on you're smoking crack. Again, you're more than welcome to think that, and you're more than welcome to believe that. But ultimately, what I would recommend you do is go and watch some of his content. He also encourages men to better themselves, go to the gym, eat better, be healthier, work on yourself, learn finances, real estate, the stock market, blah, 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 blah. So if anything, he's also inspiring people. He wants men to be better. He wants them to basically stand out and be the best that they possibly can be. Sure, some of his opinions might be a little bit way out there, but whose isn't? Tell me whose isn't. You're telling me right now, if your employer got a hold of your phone, you think you'd have a job tomorrow? It's a fucking lie. It's a total fucking lie. So just wanted to, again, I fucking love this man. I'll probably be bringing him up more throughout the channel, throughout some of these episodes. And yeah, I just recommend go check him out. It's fucking amazing. It really, if anything, it's just fucking hilarious because, again, you can imagine there are people that lose their goddamn minds over some of the stuff that he says, and he's just basically proving their points. And when it comes to, there's people that want to try to fight him and literally try to kill him, and it's like you're literally just proving his point. You literally are doing exactly what you're pretending you are not doing, you actually are doing, or if that makes sense. But you know what I'm talking about. But let's wrap up this episode with we're going to do, of course, at the end of the year, we're going to do our best and worst of 2025, where we kind of go over the films, maybe some TV I'll introduce this year. What was the best of 2025? What was the worst of 2025? Hands down, right now, I will tell you, spoiler alert, right out of the gates, the best film so far of 2025 is Sisu Road to Revenge. This movie kicks so much ass, people. It is, I can't even think of the right words because it's super early in the morning, but at the same time, this movie's fucking epic. If you haven't seen the first one, shame on you. If you want to watch the first one, it's currently streaming on Tubi, which is free. You can actually download the Tubi app and you can watch it there. It's fucking this is the John Wick of the World War II era. It really, really is. It's just this total badass who goes around and kills Nazis in the first movie. And in the second movie, Road to Revenge, he's simply just trying to find his peace, which, let's be honest, even in today's world, men are just trying to find their peace. And basically the Russians, the Red Army, is getting in his way, and it just picks up right then and there, 5 minutes into the movie. Some of the most amazing deaths, some of the most amazing killings, and we're talking Nazis, bad people. So let's be real. These are people that, yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't mind if they went away. But what the best part about these films are is these are extremely low budget movies, but look like full-blown studio feature films. It's absolutely incredible. And you can see right here on the Rotten Tomatoes, or let's be honest, if you can believe that shit. This is one I will actually believe, where it's obviously got the 96% and then of course the 88. Personally, I think those should both be 100%, but I do at least approve of the fact that at least they're on the right level, if that makes any sense. But yeah, this second movie is just as good. The first one, I will say, I mean, I don't mean this in a negative way. I do think the first one's still a better movie, but this movie is just as good. It really, really is. And I encourage you, it's in theaters right now. It is 100% worthy of checking out because it's fucking epic. And I'll see if I can do a review here momentarily. Obviously, I don't want to spoil too much. There's really not much to spoil. He basically just goes and kills people and then finds peace. It's really this entire story, but it's just incredibly done visually. The acting, the gore, beautifully done gore. The way they kill people or where he kills people, and yeah, you should just check it out. It's fucking amazing. So don't miss it. It's in theaters right now, especially if you have some sort of monthly subscription. If there's nothing else to watch, unless you want to go watch Wicked, which good luck. But anyway, yeah, we will leave you with that, guys. I'm gonna wrap this episode up because it is coming up to 3 in the morning here, and I should go to bed, but I probably won't because insomnia or something like that. But anyway, super appreciate you guys watching. Thank you if you got this far, and if you enjoyed the content, or always enjoy the content from your favorite nerd, Spot of Nerd. If you haven't already, go ahead and do the usual stuff, the beeps and the boops, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you follow this beautiful face, and we will catch you guys. Yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next video. Laters, y'all.